Hey, hi, how are ya? It's me, I'm back. We are talking productivity and time management again because right now Shauna needs a few reminders. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna, and if you are new here, we are a homeschooling family in our 8th year of homeschooling, and I find that not only am I constantly working on my schedule, constantly adjusting what's working for me because I'm a new person in every stage of life, but I'm just kind of constantly under construction. And so today I wanted to pop on and share with you just a little bit about time, productivity, time management, homeschool, working from home, all of the things that really factor into who I am at any given moment and what is working for me at any given moment in any season of life. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Today, I have notes so that I can stay on topic because I'm feeling just a little bit scatterbrained, and this actually plays into how I'm doing right now, which is I am not relying on myself to get anything done at all. I am writing everything down in multiple places and we're gonna talk about it. But I don't wanna pass over today's video partner is Outree, and they are an amazing sensory toy company, and I am very excited to share them with you. And it is not something that I ever would have thought I would benefit from. And so I am excited to share my changed perspective. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Today, I want to talk with you about time and time management. Okay, so my approach to time management is usually that I have a personal schedule and a homeschool flow. And I've talked about this many times. My homeschool tends to be quite flexible, which works very well for myself, for my children, for our style, for our schedule, for the other things that we want to do, because I do put a very large priority on the rest of life. So for me, keeping homeschool a little bit flexible is really important. If you've been following along, we have recently moved. I have not done a good job of getting everybody kind of back into the swing of things, and so I'm hoping that articulating this out in this video will help me get everybody back into the routines that we are used to. So getting up at a very consistent time. There's certain things, if you followed my journey along the years, there are certain things that I personally like to do. One, I'm a little bit of a self-help junkie, and I go through seasons where I am reading more books or implementing more things or watching more videos or understanding a little bit more about how I work best, and I'm pivoting and tweaking my habits to ensure that I can get the most done and maximize my productivity. So time management is very important to me. The reason that it is very important to me is that I am self-employed. I work from home, we homeschool, and my kids are quite active. So if I am trying to get all of those things fit in to any given day, it is important that I hold myself to quite a bit of standard to ensure that those things happen every day. Now, I know that being self-employed has served me very well in my homeschool life because it has allowed me to be accountable to deadlines, expectations, and things like that. So I know that. It is also really hard to do both, so I know that too. So if you are curious on how we do get it all done, this video, I'm gonna give you a few pointers. I'm going to share tips with you, things that work for me right now, because right now Shauna is always evolving, but right now Shauna, like I said, I've just been a little kind of scatterbrained recently. And so what is serving me right now is making sure that I am setting alarms for everything. I am writing every single thing down, and not just in one place, but in multiple places. So what is serving me best right now, the tools that I am using right now to make sure that I'm getting everything in, we have a joint list for groceries that my husband and I can both add to from our phone. I have a wall calendar that we update every month, and we update that calendar from a Google Calendar, both personal, work, and a family calendar from a digital Google Calendar. It's in my phone, it's with me all the time. as well as anything that comes up or is important. I have printed calendars in a binder, and I also file away any receipts for anything, any schedules for everything, because I am an old woman and I print the things, okay? So I like having it. It's not real unless I can touch it with my physical hands. So I like to print things, okay? So I will put them in my binder, and that's for everything coming up. But for the immediate month, I have that on a wall calendar. Everyone can see it. We check the days off as we go. So I am talking digital lists, multiple Google calendars, physical family binder calendar. I also have my printed planner that has my content calendar in it, as well as I have started using the sticky notes feature on my desktop on my computer. I am not leaving anything to chance these days, because right now, Shauna cannot rely on right now, Shauna, to remember things to get done, and that is okay. So I know where my weaknesses are lying, and I genuinely enjoy marking things out on my digital sticky notes. I genuinely enjoy marking things off on my planner as they have happened, and I have started both in my physical planner and on my Google Calendar going through, because like I said, our homeschool flow is pretty flexible. I'm open with when we do things and how things happen. But because we are all so active, because we do all have so many things that we have to accomplish every week, my personal schedule is not very flexible. So what I will do is I will go in physical calendar and Google Calendar, block out those blocks of things that are hard appointments. Piano, my oldest daughter's activities, my youngest daughter's activities, and I even buffer out drive time. And then from there, I go back and I plug in our school time. So this is when it normally happens. These are the days. More often now, we're taking it on the road. We're packing a backpack and getting in the car. And then from there, I then schedule out my work around that. So I have started with the tasks that I usually do on Mondays, or on a little Monday sticky on my calendar, on my desktop, usual Tuesday tasks, usual Wednesday tasks, and I just plug them in around the rest of it. And this is that productivity structure of starting with the biggest things, which for me are the things that are scheduled and I'm paying for. Those are my big rocks, and I put those in my schedule first, and then going in and filling in the other things around it. Fortunately, homeschool is quite flexible, and we can still do all of the fun and amazing things that we enjoy doing, and making sure that I've got the time built into our schedule for play dates. For example, today we walked over and attended a protest. The fun things in life that are important that I want to be sure that we are getting done. And this takes me into my next bit. There have been many times in life when I am focused on maximizing every minute of every day, and this is not one of them. Right now, I'm in a season of life when I know that we all need to be prioritizing our family time, our downtime, and recognizing the importance of relax, recharge, and just being able to get back to center, both as our family unit and as individuals. So I am now taking time intentionally. My husband and I are taking time intentionally. We're booking it on the calendar when we're going to sit down and work on taxes. We're booking it on the calendar when we're going to have dates. We are booking it on the calendar when my daughters are going to have sister date night. We're booking it on the calendar when we are going to have family time. And that is an obligation. That's a big rock. So we are making sure that we are getting the opportunities in to truly enjoy this little life of ours. And from that, taking these opportunities to be our best selves is really important in this season of life. We had a very, very wild and intense last 9 months or so between kids' activities, the damage and remodeling situation in our last house, selling, very busy, intense holiday schedules. We just need to be coming back to center, coming back to focus, and reprioritizing what is truly important to us. And this is where I'm going to pause and talk to you about Outree. Now, Outree focuses on being the leading online platform for sensory tools, resources, and toys so that families can maximize their together time and the happiness and development of their children. Now, they specialize in sensory toys. And you may be thinking, okay, Shauna, but my child's not neurodivergent. Neither are mine. But I can tell you, I've been doing my research since speaking with the people over at Outree, and it is not only for neurodivergent children. Everyone can benefit from sensory toys. And I have a whole list in front of me, and I'm going to tell you why. One, regulation and relaxation. Even neurotypical people use sensory activities like rocking chairs, hammocks, weighted blankets, or even fidgeting with a pen during a meeting. Swinging, rocking, and deep pressure stimulation help regulate the nervous system, which can be useful for anyone feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or overstimulated. Number two, focus and attention. Movement-based sensory input can improve focus and attention for all people, not just those with ADHD or sensory processing differences. This is why kids love recess, or why adults take breaks for a short walk. It helps reset our brains. Number three, muscle development and coordination. Sensory swings help build core strength, balance, and coordination, which is great for child development in general. Occupational therapists even recommend them for improving body awareness and motor skills. Number four, stress and emotional regulation. Deep pressure from sensory tools like compression swings or weighted items can release calming neurotransmitters, reducing stress and improving mood. Number five, sleep and relaxation. Many people, neurodivergent or not, struggle with winding down before bed. Sensory swings, weighted blankets, and similar tools can help cue the body for rest. Number six, fun and play. Kids naturally seek out sensory experiences through play, swinging, climbing, spinning, jumping. Even adults enjoy sensory experiences. Massages, aromatherapy, soft fabrics, and stress balls are all forms of sensory support. Sensory items are not just for neurodivergent individuals. And I honestly did not know this. I am so thankful to the people over at Outree for reaching out to me. We recently received our sensory swing. It is one, gorgeous, and two, my kids have been absolutely loving it. Everything that you need to hang your swing comes right in the box. Ceiling bracket, bolts. It's rated up to 200 pounds, so it's even good for adults. All you have to do is be a little bit handy to find a stud in the ceiling. Now, my children specifically want their swing on our roof deck. And for me, I'm totally fine with that. But we're in the process of having our roof deck remodeled, so for now it's on the front porch. We did purchase a swing stand, so that is an option. You don't have to mount it, and it can be used indoor or outdoor. It is so easy to use. My 12-year-old took out the instructions and was able to put the swing into the fabric that you hang it from. So it is so easy to set up. My 12-year-old could do it. I am so thankful to the people over at Outree for reaching out to me. My children have played on that thing nonstop, and my youngest just sat in it for over an hour. She was so happy just sitting in the swing and rocking back and forth and truly enjoying herself. I'm so thankful to the people over at Outree. If you are curious yourself, you don't have to trust me. You can do the research on your own. Here is my code right here. Use the link that I'm going to link right up here in the corner for your own incredibly generous discount on sensory products from Outree. They have balance stones, balance boards, the sensory swing that we have. They also have a pod that lights up, which is so cool. So go check out their products. And yes, you may not have neurodivergent children, but even neurotypical people can benefit from sensory items. So give it a check, especially if your kids are having a hard time winding down to sleep, especially if your kids are needing just a little bit more rest and relaxation, because we can all stand to prioritize a bit more of that now in our homes and in our lives. Speaking of homes, something that I know that I need to do for my own home, my own productivity, my own time management, I have yet to redesign our chore charts for our new home. And I need to get on it, because for me, the way that I feel successful in a day usually is that before we start our school day or go out and have activities for the day, if I can have myself ready to go, if I can have some sort of service to my home done in the morning. So whether that's cleaning the toilets or making a meal plan, something that is in service to my home, doing some sort of chore, and if I can check a work box. So whether that is filming a video, editing a video, getting something ready to post, if I can check all of those boxes before I become homeschool mom, for me, that is a very, very great start to my day, because it means that I have already focused on those other aspects of my life so that I can devote my time, attention, and focus to my children in the homeschool hours that we have. And like I said, we've been extra busy lately, so those hours are becoming less and less frequent. So it is more and more important that I am using my time well. Time is one of those things, and I keep explaining this to my children. It's like a liquid. It just evaporates. It passes whether you're using it well or not. So it is really important to be intentional with your time, because it will simply just pass you by if you aren't taking the steps to maximize the few hours, minutes, days that you do get. And for me, it is really important that I am prioritizing my family. It is very important that I am prioritizing my children. So what that means for me is that I've got to get up and get myself going to do those other things that I need to do so that I can spend my time focusing on my kids. So my personal schedule is such that I do have work events, work things that I am getting done various random hours of the week, but I do try to get as much as I possibly can done before 8 o'clock every day. So for me, I'm getting up early and getting things done. I'm getting a jump on the day. That is what works best for me. That's how I feel the most productive. And like I said, in the last month or so, we've been truly prioritizing as a family the rest and relaxation portion of life. And I am starting to truly feel the effects of that. It's one of those things when you're busy, when life is insane, like you recognize it and you can tell, but when you start coming down out of that is when you start to, like there's been several times when I just start thinking about it and I tear up, which I'm not an emotional person. It's just, I think the physical release of all of that pent up energy and things like that. And it's interesting to me watching how that's also translating. I mean, if I'm feeling it, my kids are certainly feeling it. So watching how that's translating to the rest of my family has been really kind of crazy and wild. If you want any details on how I specifically plan our cleaning or our meal prepping or our homeschool day or my work morning, I do have a lot of videos here on this channel about how I start my day, how I do all of those things, but I am happy to share as we are transitioning into the spring and as we are transitioning into that pocket of time when we are going to be reflecting on this previous homeschool year and starting to think ahead to the next homeschool year. I always find it's helpful because partly with moving and partly with the seasonal change, I feel like I am in that period of change when I am able to start considering what is serving me best, what is not, what is working well. I love the time change when the time change comes, because I do feel like it is such a monumental shift in daylight hours and how I'm feeling, and it coincides with the seasonal shift. And like I said, the reflecting on the ending of one year and the starting of the next. And for me, it is a great time to evaluate what's working and what's not. And this year, I know that productivity is not my biggest focus. It is balance. And for me, balance means making sure that everyone in my home is getting the opportunity to, one, do absolutely every single little thing that makes their heart happy that they want to do, but two, that we are sitting in those quiet moments together and really strengthening those bonds. So guys, I hope that you appreciated this chat on productivity and time management. Like I said, time management and discipline for me is honestly one of the most important, probably the most important aspect of homeschooling, especially in states like Texas where there's not a lot of oversight. If you get off, it's really hard to get back on that consistency and making sure that you are checking the boxes and getting homeschool done. So for me, when I can check a work box, a personal box, a home box before starting homeschool, it allows me to be all in on that aspect of homeschool, which is another reason, if you've been here, you would know that But that is why we started the Mom and Me Mondays. And that was because we really wanted to start our week off right. And I really wanted to know that this is the time that I build the walls, I put the blinders on, and we are all in on homeschool and those things together, which makes us really happy, gives us a great head start for the week. Guys, yeah, I don't know. Any questions, comments, concerns, homeschool scheduling, productivity, time management, anything like that down below. If you want to know how I plan our flow, how I map out our homeschool schedule, any of that, again, tons of videos here on this channel I've been sharing for about 5 years now. If you want any further information on Outree products, or you know what, I will try to link some studies about sensory input for neurotypical and neurodivergent individuals down in the description box. They are not just for neurodivergent people. And I honestly did not know the long list of benefits for neurotypical individuals as well with sensory input. So super glad I have learned that now. Super glad that that has been highlighted for me. And again, my children are absolutely loving their double layered fabric sensory swing from Outree. We got the Starry Sky, which is honestly kind of gorgeous. I love that it's indoor outdoor use. So easy to use, gorgeous, stunning, high quality products. And I also love the philosophy of the company that they just want all children to have their happiness and their best development, and they're helping families along the way, not only with toys, but with tools and resources as well. Don't forget to use my code. Again, linked right down in the description box. Guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Speaking of time and productivity, I think we are in our 25th week of homeschool. So it will be time. Probably next week, you will be seeing our end of third quarter into fourth quarter of the 2024-2025 homeschool year recap, which is wild. So it has been intense. We'll see if I've been managing my time well with everything that has been going on, getting back on track. Because if you are not a newbie here, you know that we're on the struggle bus. But like I said, things went wild. We're coming down. We're doing okay. Sometimes life gets in the way. Thank God for homeschool flexibility. That's where we're at. Guys, yeah, I think that's it. Feel free, drop me any questions, comments, concerns down below. Check out today's video partner, and yeah, let me know. What is one of your tried and true either productivity or time management hack? For me, one of the things that has always stuck with me is if it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now, and don't set it down, put it away. Those are things that I find incredibly helpful for myself. And like I said, if I can check a personal box, a work box, and a home box in the morning before I've left my house, before we've started our homeschool day, I feel like $1,000,000. It truly sets the tone for the entire stinking day. I feel so incredibly productive by 8 a.m. Everything else is just gravy. That's probably why I do it, honestly. And the dopamine rush of physically marking out things in my planner. Oh, I love it. Oh, if you want to know, I made my own planner. I did disc bound, so I bought my little paper punch, digital planner, just Google Calendar, and the sticky notes on my desktop. I love clear Post-it notes, but most pens don't work on them very well, but I love clear Post-it notes. Physical calendar downstairs is just a large print. I think it's 24 by 36 in a glass frame, and we just use white markers on it. Not white markers, dry erase markers or wet erase markers, even better. And then my kids do have a planner, so I'm trying to get them into the habit of using that so that they can be intentional with their time, because again, if not, it just right out the wazoos. So that, yeah. Hard, right? Yeah. I have learned quite a few things between 8 years of homeschooling and almost 20 years of being self-employed in various fields. It is important to keep a handle on that schedule, okay? And your thumb on the pulse of the clock. It is important. So yeah, and that's it, guys. Bye.